What's up everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be going over the process for one of my newest paintings called Darth Ruinus. It's obviously a Star Wars piece. I'm a huge Star Wars fan and I always wanted to make personal pieces that are Star Wars related, specifically about the conflict between the Jedi and the Sith. The plan is to create a triptych for the Sith and the Jedi and the Force, and this is the first painting of that triptych, so let's get right into it. So this is a little different than other pieces that I've done in the fact that I actually just started drawing on paper and seeing where things laid out. I had a bit of reference, inspiration, some Frazetta paintings and that I was looking at while I was drawing this, and this is how it came out. I liked it. I liked the direction it was going in, so I scanned it in. I did make some corrections to the drawing, little tweaks here and there, but after that I printed it out and transferred it onto canvas and got to painting. So here we are, onto the painting. When I transferred the drawing, the lines kind of got faded, and so I went back in real quick to just get some basic outlines of the drawing and the structure and everything, so I can know exactly where I'm supposed to be painting. So the whole premise of this character, obviously to do with his name that I created, Darth Ruinus. I wanted to make almost like a marauder or a forgotten Sith Lord that lives in this temple where no one journeys to. So, you know, he has the skull mask, and you know, he still has pieces of technology, obviously, like with his belt and his gauntlets and things like that, but mostly, you know, he has the tattered cape, and you know, not really sure what species he is. I kind of just made him some sort of humanoid, but since he's been in a cave underground so long, he's kind of developed this anthropomorphic structure. So, you know, he has the bent legs. He seems like he's hunched over, almost feral at this point. Initially, I thought I was gonna make him a Gamorrean, but I decided to make him more humanoid. So I guess it's just overall just a man who's gone insane, even as a Sith, you know. So now I got a lot of the darks blocked in, going out for the tattered cape. And as I mentioned before, when I was transferring, or when I scanned in the drawing and was transferring it, one of the things that I altered was the length of his arms a little bit. I made them slightly shorter. I thought they were too long in the drawing, so I scaled them back just a little bit to seem like he's more humanoid, but still slightly monstrous proportions. So now I'm tracing in the background, getting those basic lines in because of the faded drawing. it was really fun to paint the background. It's something I don't do very often. A lot of architectural type of backgrounds. Most of the time when I do any kind of background, I like to put them in more organic forms, so like forests or something that doesn't have inherent perspective. It's just personal preference. I like nature and how it can kind of become a character of its own. But one of the things that I've been trying to implement more is trying to put character into architecture. Having inanimate objects like stone and, you know, concrete and whatnot, putting those things in a particular pattern so that they evoke some sort of personality or mystery, especially with this painting. Wanted to invoke some sort of mystery. The way that the rocks are kind of embedded into the temple itself is embedded in the cave, so that gives it a specific type of feel that is very ancient, that, you know, not a lot of people dwell there. And I found that it helps with the storytelling of the character itself. Like I said earlier, you know, Darth Ruinus is, you know, in ruins. You know, he lives in ruins. So everything that has to do with him and his character is expanded throughout the illustration, not just in and of himself, but his surroundings. His surroundings tells you just as much about him and maybe his personality, his character, as what he wears. And that's something I'm trying to implement more into my illustrations. Getting to the end of the blocking stage, and now we're entering into my favorite part of the painting process, the glazing stage. So how I usually like to make my paintings is I'll pretty much do a local color. It's more on the lines of a detailed underpainting in this stage of my artistic journey right now. That's how I like to categorize it. And so the colors are somewhat what they will be in the final, but not truly. So now that I'm doing the glazing, this is where the true colors of what I want are coming into play. So a lot of blues and, you know, raising the saturation of the warms. Then I'm going in and I'm adding some detail. I'll do some impasto, especially on that edge light right there of Darth Ruinus. I'll pop in some highlights, maybe add a little bit more tatters, or, you know, refine the form. So I really like to get the whole thing in, so I have an idea of exactly what I want to fix and what I want to adjust, and then I can go into it and adjust things and not have to worry about messing up what's underneath because it's dry. I can always wipe it back if I don't like what I put down, But usually I like to put on a couple layers of this phase just to really make sure that the quality, the aesthetic that I want is there, to have the textures how I want it, to make some adjustments, to soften things, to sharpen things, to add more detail, or to, as you see here, I'm darkening the upper of the rocks because I thought it was still too light and it was drawing too, it wasn't pushing far back enough. See, adding more detail into that skull there. And it's just small little things now that bring it to a finish. Is what they say, the last 10% is really where the painting really starts to come together. And here's the final painting. Thank you all for joining me. Appreciate you tuning in to watch. More stuff is coming soon. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.